So. All right, cool. So, man, let's go ahead and get started right away because I got quite a few videos, and then, like I said, Corey should be hopping on later on. But let's go ahead and get started, man. My name is Brandon B. Dixon, NMLS 1541210. Again, it's at BNL on all social media. To the YouTube, go ahead, like, subscribe, man. Tell a friend if you like the content. Go ahead and put people on us, man. Go ahead and put people on us. And then, so we can start getting some of this algorithm, like the video, so on and so forth. Go to our website, www.applywithb.com, if you want to go ahead and apply for a mortgage or book me for a consultation. I'm licensed in 6 states. Also, I could take the application in 48 states. Also, call me 832-775-8357. You can call me 24/7, as long as it's about business. Also, you ready to lease? You ready to list? You ready to buy? Also, I'm a licensed agent as well. Go to brandonbdixon.com and you can find me there as well. Last but not least, go to clcinvestmentclub.com if you want to get into real estate investment and you want to mitigate your risk. All right, so CJ, I got you up. You muted yourself.
What's up, everybody? CJ with Greenwood Realty Group. I'm unmuted now. Follow me on social media at CJ Sales Texas. That's CJSELLSTX. Also, the YouTube channel CJ the Realtor, where I have some information as far as business owner highlights. We have our Home Tour Deluxe Edition showing you some of the luxury offerings in Houston and the surrounding areas. So show some love on there. Subscribe, like, share, all that. Hit the bell, all that stuff they ask you to do. Of course, we definitely give back to the community, so support the Massa Academy, where we teach our young men knowledge of self-improvement and entrepreneurship. So if you want more information, go to themassaacademy.org.
Gotcha. All right, cool, man. I got a few videos, but I want to really get into one of my favorite videos that I watch. I watch 2 or 3 videos like every other month. And this is one of them. I watch it to refresh myself, and but I'm gonna get to that a little bit later on. Let's go. I got a few real estate videos. Let's get into those first, and then we're gonna get into this last video, like 20 minutes long. So we're gonna stop at each point, and then rock it from there. So let's get into this the warm up first. Let's go ahead. Go ahead with this Instagram clip. All right, boom.
Develop. Here's the thing. A lot of what people do is they come up with an estimate. Here's what the buildings cost, and then they add plus 10%. And this is what we look to borrow in order to do a new construction, new development, right? Here's the things that are hidden that you don't think about. Number 1 is your legal fees. Very few people think about legal fees when they're going to do this. It's not a line item that most people use, but you're going to have legal fees. If you have an attorney doing your leases and so on and so forth, you're going to end up with legal fees. Number 2 is the interest. This is very important. The interest that you're going to pay on this loan while developing this building or this property or whatever this project is. You want to account that interest so you can borrow enough money on the loan, you have enough money to finish your project, but also pay the interest. And these are the 2 things that get a lot of people stuck, where you run out of money on your loans for developments. Make sure that you borrow enough for these 2 things and you'll be in good shape. So here's a pro tip. You're going to borrow money to do a new.
Gotcha. I'll give you first crack at that while I set up the next one.
I mean, that's good information. And he still didn't like include a lot of the things that people need to look out for. And so, I mean,
What do you
especially
mean?
that are new getting into it, don't just go at it by yourself. Have a mentor, have a coach, have even go on that first, like do the first deal with somebody else that's already been doing it. So you can learn what to look out for, what to avoid, what to expect. Because all these Instagram gurus, they'll talk about all this stuff that, things to look out for, but they'll never tell you everything. So you'll still end up in a bad spot just listening to somebody on the internet. So that's why, like, get into like all these organizations that you have locally in your area, get involved, make some connections that way, and learn from some of the people that have been successful in your market, not just somebody that you feel like.
Right. I think, yeah, I always add 15% on like unforeseen costs because you never know what else is there behind the wall, permits,
Yeah,
you
about
know,
draws, nothing like so.
yeah,
I
all
mean,
kind
he
of
has a couple of things to look out for, but he's not telling you everything to look out for.
right. I mean, legal fees is a good one though. Like I said, because you never know what you got to get into. Also, I would suggest if you're gonna get a real estate investment, you need to have like some templates. Get to pay your attorney one time to have like templates, leases, templates for your contracts and stuff like
Contracts,
that.
everything. Yep.
Yeah, then that way you don't have to keep paying them every time.
Yep.
NBA, I mean NDAs, all that stuff. I got templates on everything, so I just fill in the blank, general stuff, and then pay that one time, and then that stuff is expensive, man. Lawyers, I see why they call them bloodsuckers. They definitely gonna tax, So
and that's if you let them. I mean,
right.
they
They're gonna tax regardless. I done tried all kind of attorneys.
They'll work all day for you. You're gonna pay them.
Right. They gonna tax. This is a matter of how long you let them get on in the vein. But they're gonna tax regardless. So this is what it is. I got taxed. With these attorneys. So let's go rock this next one real fast. I got a few of these, leading up to the big one. All right, cool. Let's go. Well.
All right, y'all. I'm back with another one. I want y'all to take a look at this transformation. But first, I got to show y'all where we started. So this project took 65 days, 3 weeks over my original deadline. Now, don't get me wrong, 65 days is still great timing. It's just not what I'm accustomed to. I had to go through 3 different crews. We had a break in, but hey, we finally got the job finished. In the end, I had to get my boy Francisco over here to take us across the finish line. But I think it came out pretty good. We tried to keep things as simple as possible while still adding value to our end buyer. In this flip, we had to add the back area, and we had to bring some life to this upstairs master suite. Originally, I wanted to turn this area over here into a walk-in closet, but I decided to just hang the door up and let the buyer decide what they wanted to do with it. It could be a spare room just to chill in, so the buyer can decide on that one. We decided to go with a soak tub in the bathroom and a built-in Bluetooth speaker in case you want to set the mood with your significant other. And of course, we had to do something with the basement. I don't feel like it would have been complete without it. But hey, talk to me in the comments. How y'all think we did for 65 days? All right, y'all. I'm back with another one.
Nice instrumental they had on there.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like he was probably in Detroit.
Right. Yeah. The Detroit.
Yeah, that sounds like that Detroit soundtrack.
Right. But nah, I mean, I don't know. I gotta call a little bit of cap. That's you gotta be if you went through 3 crews and you got that done in 65 days, man, that's tough.
Yeah, that like if the buyer and the buyer's realtor or whoever they're working with knew that might be a red flag.
Right.
Going through 3 crews and still getting it done in 65 days. I'm like, we're in the corners cut, or
Right.
like materials. Like I have to have more information.
All right, man. He got that. He threw that thing up. I mean, it used to be like that back in the day, but nowadays it's like, man, you know, I'm still myself. I'm waiting on permits and stuff. You know, they want me to mail in.
You ain't changing crews though.
Yeah, I mean, but this the permits.
Yeah,
permits take forever.
You're at the mercy of the county.
Right.
When it comes to getting all that stuff approved.
Right.
Like, whatever their timeline is what it is. Unless you just got, unless you tapped in where you like don't have to worry about that, and you can get your job expedited to the front of the line. You gotta wait like everybody else.
Ain't no expediting. I try. You know what I'm saying? I tried to get my
expedited.
Yeah.
You gotta have the right people.
Right. And like, man, I'm
I
still.
know a couple of people that can get to the front of the line.
Right. Well, I need to let you there. I might be, but I'm in Liberty County, so.
Yeah. Every county is different, so.
Right, every county different.
Harris County with Houston, I got some people.
Right. Yeah, they taking their time, so you know.
Yeah.
Tied up with this, that, but before they can even touch anything.
Yep.
Permit, you know. So that's the thing. The permit's gonna run you weeks, you know. Let's get into this dude there. This dude is super duper negative. This is what you don't tell your people when you're trying to. This got to be in England somewhere. But you know, this is like this guy right here is like I guess he's like somebody. I don't know if he's an agent or what. This is you want to scare everybody to death and not make any money. This is what you say. This is this is what you tell
To
them.
purchase a money pit of a property. And what I mean by that is no one wants to purchase a property that causes nothing but problem after problem after problem, causing thousands of unscheduled pounds to be spent on unscheduled repairs. This is why it's absolutely essential that you take your time and do your due diligence to uncover as much information on this property as you possibly can. Take your time during viewings. Yes, there are surveys, but there's so many things that you can identify visually with yourself whilst you're doing the viewings that will cause you to ask problems. Inspect the roofline, inspect the walls, inspect the floors, stamp on the floorboards, check the water pressure. These are all things that you can do whilst you're in the viewing that aren't going to cost you any money to check, but could check you into saving some money and maybe even saving yourself from purchasing the property in the first place just by asking the right questions about the right things at the right time. No one wants to purchase a money pit of a property. And what I mean,
Man, I don't know where he get his training from, man. I mean,
yeah, that might be the thing. It was like the way they operate might be different over there because over there,
you ain't trying to.
You
got them looking.
Yeah, for one, work with a realtor that knows like how to spot some of those signs and some evidence or issues beforehand.
Right.
Like they don't have to be an expert or anything, but they know how to spot, hey, this might be a potential foundation issue, and you know, this dripping from the top, that means the AC is clogged up in the primary, like that type of stuff. Like that comes with experience and knowledge. So,
right. Well, most of the ones that look good on the, you know, the do the little pose,
they cute on the ground.
They're cute on the ground, but they don't know, you know, if you're trying to buy a house that especially got some age on it, they're not gonna know about what to look for. They're gonna say everything is nice and everything is beautiful, cozy, and you know, they're gonna try to, you know, so but you gotta get what you pay for. Like, you know, you get what you pay for. Most people only expert in what they get their profession. You know, you might have one or two other things that you're an expert in, but most people are not an expert on what to look for at houses. Yeah. You know, they don't know what you're looking at. So if it's not visual, you know, you don't know if there's gonna be a problem. So I don't know what stamping on the floorboard is gonna do. You know what I mean?
When I talk to people that want to get into investing, I always tell them, if you're just starting off, you're not gonna know everything. So you gotta have a solid contractor, a mentor, a coach, somebody that's going to be able to point stuff out to you that you didn't have any idea about. Because if you go in green thinking that all right, the house looks good from the pictures, from the listing. You go in and you can't tell what's wrong with it.
Right,
You set yourself up for failure.
right. Man, Corey, welcome Corey to the show, man. You know,
What's happening, fellas? What's happening, fellas?
What up, bro?
we got some controversy today, so we got a couple of warm up videos before I get to the meat of this thing.
What's
You
new?
know, and so there's a couple of videos that I watch like every 60 days, 60 to 90 days or so, just for inspiration. This is toward the end of the show. I'm gonna play that one. You know, we're gonna break it down point by point. We're gonna break it down to the molecule. See if y'all agree or not. But I got like 2 more clips, and then we're gonna get into the meat of this thing. Let's see if this one right here. See if she cap or rap right here. You know, so all right, I got 2 more out of this.
$300 into millions. Let me tell you my secret. I invested in Dubai real estate in a property very similar to this one. I bought it for 1 million and sold it 2 years later for 1.5 million dirhams. If you are looking to make some millions, Starlight Park is my secret today. Register your interest now. Wondering how I turned $300 into millions? Let me tell you my secret. I invested in Dubai real estate.
Yeah, so I don't know if they've been listening to $300 into $1 million. How that happen?
But she said she spent $1 million.
Yeah,
and
she spent
ain't
$1
got
million.
1.5. So
1.5.
$1.5.
Yeah, so come on. Like, so what do we get to? I think that $300, you know, that's to get your attention. That's the attention gather.
That didn't make sense.
That didn't make no sense with us. So she definitely counted.
Yeah, big cap.
But that'd be what a lot of people dream though. Kind of, you know, the lottery ticket. You know what I mean? Type look, I'm trying to get rich for nothing. You know what I mean? So that's why I kind of put that in there. Like you're appeasing people's lower desires when you put stuff out like that. You know, it's not realistic. Like it takes money to make money. You're not gonna take $300 unless you buy 300 lottery tickets.
Right.
You know, you'd probably be better. You know what I'm saying? You know, unless you take $300 to buy her course.
Right. It's gonna be some kind of little money grab right after that.
Yeah, like, come on.
Being in Dubai, she charged more than $300. I know that.
Yeah, like come on, man.
It's all. I mean, you've said a lot of gurus actually made, you know, millions of dollars based upon the fact, you know what I'm saying, people actually think it's get rich quick.
Right.
Yep.
And the false premises that it's get rich quick. You know what I'm saying? So, you know,
Right.
they'll show this, you know, this needle in a haystack deal or whatever the case may be. They'll highlight that, make it seem like it's easy. Hey, come get this $40,000 seminar. And then, you know what I'm saying, we'll show you how to do it. And people actually cash out. People actually, you know what I'm saying, tap into the equity on their homes to go over there to these seminars and then find out it's just a gimmick.
Right. I got one motivational jump before we get into the meat of this. One more from start the controversy off, man. Start the controversy. Good ratings. You know what I'm saying?
Here we go.
Yeah. How did I know that was coming?
You probably won't have it. You have to go into everything with a positive attitude. You know, they say that, I was telling somebody a little bit before, they say that the human mind is only using 1% of its potential, and that if the human mind could use 3%, you could do literally anything. You could cure the major diseases. You could do anything. Just one mind in this world, if it could get up to 3% of its maximum potential. So let's say you don't get up to 3%, but if you can get a little bit more out of it than the 1%, I think you're going to be able to do pretty much whatever you want to do if you have the basic ingredients going in.
Is there anything you can't have?
Well, I believe if you think that you can't have.
Yeah, so I'll let y'all react to that while I cue up the big video.
I mean, that's just like, was that Henry Ford? Whether you believe you can or you can't, you're right.
Right.
It's like same thing. It's like, and there's studies out there. It's like if you have a pessimistic mindset versus optimistic, the people with a more optimistic mindset are more successful. They live longer. They have like a better situation as far as living and quality of life and everything. So mindset is everything, and we've talked about that from day one.
Right.
So it's like, how you want to approach life?
Right.
I know growing up, you know what I'm saying, they always used to talk about, you know what I'm saying, in sports, sports is 80% mental, which is true because, you know what I'm saying, when you have an opponent across from you, are you defeating yourself? Man, I ain't going to be able to. I'm not going to be able to get around this cat. I'm not going to be able to dunk on this cat. You know what I'm saying? Are you psyching yourself out? Or are you telling yourself, man, I'm going to make this guy do his job? You know what I'm saying? He's going to have to try to stop me. There's different ways to approach it, but it all starts in the mental. And it determines who's actually able to go the furthest because, you know what I'm saying, if you're defeating yourself, then it leaves nothing else for anybody else to do, period.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's the old flea training. I don't know if I said this before on air, but the quick story is like, you know how they train fleas, right? Where, a flea can naturally jump 3 feet in the air. And on the trainer, you put a poke hole in a mayonnaise jar at the top, and then you throw them in there. And then for 48 hours, they're going to jump and keep hitting their head. And then, so after 48 hours, they get tired of hitting their head, so they can't jump no higher than that jar. And you can let the top go, they'll never jump out the jar. So
you watching National Geographic too goddamn much. Who the hell want to see talk about some training fleas? What you watching?
Right, that's an old like my mentor used to talk about that. My grandfather used to talk about that all the time. Like, it's a metaphor for how we train ourselves to limit ourselves. You know what I'm saying? So you have the potential, you have the capability to do much more. But for whatever reason, you hit your head a couple of times, and you stop. You stop going, reaching for the top.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's old school fable. You know what I mean? So, but that's how we do, man. We stumble a toe, I can't do this no more. You limit your own self, and you still, it is what it is. So, man, let's get to.
That's a great point too. Is that, you know what I'm saying? It may not be on the first time that people are that people are pessimistic, right? But if they fail once, they don't say, okay, well, look, let me take these lessons and try it again.
Right.
The second time or the third time, you know what I'm saying, maybe my good luck charm and I may be able to succeed. Right. So a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, they come into it optimistic, but you know what I'm saying, once they actually get defeated or they fail, after that, they're done. There's no way. So, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people got to understand you have to be persistent. You have to keep going. You can't defeat yourself after one failure because a lot of millionaires failed 100 times before they actually found that gem that they made money on.
So this is a good,
no doubt.
Yeah, this is a good segue to the real meat of the situation, man. Sacrifices to be rich. And I purposely said rich and not successful because I know there's going to be a wiggle. Well, what does successful mean to you? What is it now? Rich. You know what I'm saying? What does it take to be rich? This is 15 sacrifices that you need to do to be rich. And we're going to weigh in on each one. See if you agree, disagree. We're going to chime in and we're going to rock with it. But this is one of my favorite videos. I've been rocking. Well, I've been watching this video probably for 6-7 years, every couple of months. Just a refresher course. You know what I'm saying? So let's go ahead and rock it. Let's go ahead and get started, man. This is good stuff right here. All right, let's roll.
15 sacrifices you need to make if you want to be rich. Welcome to alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired.
Oh, yeah.
We're back with another truthful and blunt video. So strap in because we're going to break up.
Before we do that, fair use, man. This is for a reaction so that we don't get tagged. Fair use, man. You know what I mean?
Are more than a few of the politically correct ideologies that people have been spreading around for decades. In this video, we look at reality, not wishful thinking. We recommend rewatching this video at least once every month in order to not lose track of what it takes. The truth is, in order to get rich or super successful, there are plenty of sacrifices to be made. Success or riches always come at a cost, and if you're on your journey to getting them for yourself, it's best to be aware of these and plan accordingly. Getting rich is not for everyone. You're free to live a mediocre life if that's what you want. We're not going to pretend that life is filled with rainbows and sunshine because it isn't. Hopefully, at the end of this video, when you look at someone who's incredibly successful or rich, you'll give it a second thought and think of the sacrifices he or she made to get where they are today. If you're one of those easily offendable types and this is the first video you're watching on our channel, well, this is your cue to close the video and go watch something else. You know what? I hear YouTube has lots of cute animal videos too. Now, the following list is based on the average reality of multiple multimillionaires and billionaires from multiple countries and cultures, aggregated into a single list that makes it easy for you A-Luxers to go through and get yourselves ready for the future. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at A-Lux. We're not saying that in order to get rich, you'll need to make all of these sacrifices. What we're saying is there isn't a single individual who made it big without making at least some of these sacrifices to get to where they are today. With that said, here are 15 things people sacrifice in order to get rich. Number 1, family. We wanted to start with family because this is the last thing people want to hear that they have to sacrifice. Many successful individuals postpone starting a family for a later date. They start one only after they have accumulated success. This is probably one of the most important sacrifices one makes in order to be rich. The road to financial success demands so much focus and effort put into it that it would be almost impossible to achieve the same level of greatness if you're being sidetracked by personal feelings. That's just the truth. Successful people don't get married early on, almost never in their 20s, and for sure they don't have children as soon as the rest. We've touched upon this in the past, how having a kid early on is pretty much financial suicide, trapping you into the rat race. In order for you to acquire wealth, the process needs your undivided attention. The moment one has a child, that child immediately becomes the focus point and everything else falls behind, as it should be. A third aspect that gets sacrificed is the relationship with your family. Parents and siblings require time, effort, and sometimes financial resources as well, all which you are not in a position to spare in the beginning stages of your journey, if you're serious about getting rich. It sucks to say that you won't.
What's the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning? If you're checking your phone.
Got a commercial.
Yeah, commercial. They could at least put the commercial after
Stop that.
The first one. The first point.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Be available for your relatives, that you're not going to focus on building a family for yourself at this stage of your life, and that you'll postpone having a child. But this is one of the harshest realities of which most rich and successful individuals sacrifice in order to get there. Number 2.
Bam. So let's go one by one, man.
One by one. Hey, look, I think that's definitely a good one, and it's a great spot to be number 1. Because I think that's one of the biggest sacrifices that you make is family. And I don't necessarily think you're saying it's financial suicide if you have kids before you actually get there. Because you're saying there's been plenty of people that actually has kids, but they have an agreement with their spouse. The spouse is going to stay home, make sure the kids are taken care of. They're going to do the thing, and then they're going to go out there and hustle and get it. So everybody's arrangement is a little bit different. But I definitely think that's one of the biggest sacrifices if you wanted to make it to that threshold. Now, once you get there, then you're allowed to spend a lot more time with your family. But climbing that mountain, you know what I'm saying, it's one of the biggest sacrifices you're gonna have to make.
Right. Like I said, yeah, that's what I like. They blunt about it, and a lot of people try to go backwards. I think we kind of get caught up into pressure, society's pressure. Like you gotta have this, or you gotta have that, you gotta have your old lady, you gotta have this. But a lot of the most successful people, a lot of times it's gonna be, especially if you're coming from the mud, it's gonna be a distraction. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just what it is. Unless you come from already wealthy family where you got a leg up already, it's gonna be hard to protect and provide like that provision is hard to do nowadays when you got when you're trying to keep up with the Joneses. You got a lot of things that you got to acquire, a lot of resources. So if you're trying to build a company and it's from the ground up, and you got a wife or a husband. I mean, most likely a wife. She gonna want to go on vacation and stuff like that. do different things, and dinner nights and all that stuff got to kind of be on ice. I mean, that's what a lot of ball players, like I said, their wives kind of have like arrangement, like they on the road, like you know, you're a basketball player, you on the road, like, you know, majority of the year. This pays the bills. You're a football player, the family, you know.
That's what take care of everything.
Yeah, that's what take care of the 20s and 30s. Got to wait, you know what I'm saying? Or at least till I'm 35, 36, you know, then we can go once I retire. But that 20s is gone. Like that first 15, 20 years, you know, you got
to use the early part of your adult, but you're still a youth, so like early 20s. It's the grind, and like Kevin Simon was talking about, you have to have some high income skill. Like,
right,
you got to find something that's going to give you, pay you the amount of money that will set you apart and put you on a scale where you can do those things where you can support a family.
Right.
Like, it's like a lot of people don't think about that as far as, all right, I'll get married young and start a family young. That's, you know, I'm not knocking that, but it's going to be a lot harder to support a family, especially if you want to go the traditional route where you're still going to be the sole provider and you got to stay at home mom and all that stuff. You gotta bring in some bread.
Right. Well, don't forget that a lot we kind of do talk out of both ends of our mouth. We get young and start a family young. Most people that do that are lower middle class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, or if you start a family young, they're usually wealthy already. You know, there's not too many self-made people took that path. So, you know, you got to look at what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. If you self-made, you getting it out the mud, it's going to be hard to do that. You know, and we kind of got this thing in our mind, like, you know, the ideal couple of high school sweethearts and stuff like that. You want that, yet at the same time, you want to build a company. That those two things really a lot of times don't go together. You know, so
go ahead, B.
Yeah, so it's like it's very, you know, like they said at the beginning, not saying that it can't be done, but you just it's a lot harder, you know, because a lot of this feelings involved and you attention is involved, and you got to damn near be at the top of your game. If you play sports or anything like that, you got to be at the top of your game. If you're a businessman, you got to be damn near you're undivided. So a lot of stuff that, you know, this kind of, you know, if you try to build like a legacy, it's hard.
So here's the thing that I think you're saying. It's a little bit, it's different strokes, different folks. When you talk to people, you know what I'm saying, that have actually made it to the mountaintop that are wealthy, you know what I'm saying, they always talk about you have to find your why. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, you know, for some people, and it's not a one size fit all, but for some people, you know what I'm saying, supporting a wife is not necessarily enough of a why to create that motivation. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying, when you actually have kids, you got to make sure the family is straight. Sometimes that motivation there by itself is what somebody needs in order to push them to become successful. So, you know what I'm saying, it's not enough to say, you know what I'm saying, okay, well, look, if you have kids at an early age, you know what I'm saying, it essentially handicaps you, because in some cases, and in most cases, in a lot of cases, it doesn't. Because, you know what I'm saying, everybody talks about, you know what I'm saying, when you have kids, you start to think different. You start to move different. Everything becomes a little bit different. So, you know what I'm saying, if that's what, not to say, you know what I'm saying, you're supposed to have kids just for motivation, but if it does happen, you don't have to have the pessimistic mindset that, oh, well, you know what I'm saying, I can't make it now because I got this kid. I got to go do this 9 to 5. You definitely can. And it's a reason to grind harder to be able to make it successfully.
Yeah, not saying that you can't, like you said, you can't have a kid and be, but it's just making it that much harder on yourself. So if you're gonna plan, you know, if this is if I was an 18-year-old and seen this video, you know, a 17-year-old seen this video, I might have made different decisions. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like, but not knowing, you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
You know, let's go ahead and get the next one, because this is like actually 18 minutes. So let's go ahead and run this next.
2, health. We've always mentioned health as one of the most important ingredients to a successful life, but this video focuses on getting rich. The paradox is that most people sacrifice health in order to get money, and then sacrifice the money in order to regain their health. We'd all like to believe in the iconic image of the entrepreneur, working 16 hours per day, hitting the gym for 2 more hours, eating kale and meditating for at least 1 hour in the morning. But the truth is, the road to riches will take a toll on your health. The most common feeling is that of tiredness, because most individuals have difficulty falling asleep. The goal keeps you up at night. There are worries to consider, and everything depends on your ability to manage them. Entrepreneurs live with a tremendous amount of stress in their lives. They usually neglect their health in the pursuit of success. Number 3, friends.
All right. I mean, I'll go ahead and chime on that. I mean, I'm the poster child for that, man. Like I said, grind till I look up at 7 o'clock. Then you eat something, then go to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's me. You know, damn, I had 3 meetings. I'm gonna try to get to 2 of them, and then I'm gonna hit that gym tomorrow. You know, I done ran out of time. So I'm the number one guy that, you know, there's too many doing too many things. I can make excuses, but it is what it is. Like I said, it's you got to prioritize it. When I was in shape, when I was hitting the gym, rain, sleet, or snow is just a priority, you know, and it was a priority because it was part of the business. But now since it's not part of the business, it's like it kind of I prioritize it like down the line, so I got to reprioritize. That's all it is. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those deals. Like she said, you know, a lot of times you just running it up. You getting it while you're getting it's good, and kind of kick to the curb. You don't think about it till later on. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I really think health is wealth. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's the reason why you look at and you talk to a lot of the millionaires and billionaires, you know what I'm saying, and they talk about, you know what I'm saying, getting the early morning workout in. Now, granted, the older that they are, the lesser the workout is, but a lot of them preach that, you know what I'm saying, the best thing is to get the juices flowing in the morning. I know, you know what I'm saying, from waking up in the morning, you know what I'm saying, just having to drop my son early off in practice. If I get an early morning run in and my juices is flowing, I'm ready to take on the day. Like, you don't feel as sluggish. You don't feel as unproductive, as unorganized. And then, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the stuff that you feel where you're unproductive versus, you know what I'm saying, just getting up early in the morning, it sucks. I get it. Nobody likes waking up early in the morning, and I don't even do it every day, to be honest with you. But when you get up early in the morning and you can drum up enough energy to work out first thing in the morning, I promise you the rest of your day is going to be so much more productive than anything else. So I 100% believe
that ain't the thing with my case. Not saying that I feel you. Most millionaires and billionaires wake up. I'm 4:45 every morning, so you know by the time I get my reading and my meditation and stuff like that, feed them dogs and walk them dogs, is the calls start rolling in. So I got to just squeeze that hour and an hour and a half just to go to the gym. So it's just a time management thing. It's just not enough hours in the day type stuff. So that's the issue.
I mean, you know, you say it's not enough hours in the daytime. You're saying I truly believe we make time for what we want to make time for. Right. So if you wanted to take 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like when people think about workouts, people think about, man, I got to be in the gym hour and a half, 2 hours, or whatever the case may be. But CJ knows, you know what I'm saying, like playing basketball, they always talk about, you know what I'm saying, if you're in the gym 2 hours, you know what I'm saying, practicing the wrong thing, you've done nothing.
You waste your time.
You haven't made yourself any better. So if you've done 30 minutes specific, you know what I'm saying, exercise just to get the juices flowing, just to get the, you know, sweating and all that other stuff or whatever, your day is rolling. And then when people talk about, you know what I'm saying, you don't have enough time, you can always find at least 20 or 30 minutes to get the juices flowing. I'm not really trying to hear that. If the millionaires and the billionaires can actually do it, I guarantee we can find time to do it, but we just don't want to.
I mean, and it's all about intentionality. It's like, how are you going to schedule your time? How are you going to make the most of your time? and cut out all the BS so you are intentional and laser focused on everything from waking up to even if you eating before you work out and getting coffee. And that's one thing too that I'm like focused on like moving forward is like green smart homes. You can have everything set up once a certain time hit, like lights turn on, coffee starts getting made. Instead of you having to wake up and go do everything yourself and like waste time and fall behind your schedule doing things, stuff can already be done for you. So it's all about not just being intentional with your time, but leveraging the current technology to make sure you're successful too.
Right. Let's I don't want to dwell too much on the same thing. So let's go to this next one.
There is very little room for a social life when you really want to be rich. One of the first things you should sacrifice if you want to make it is the people around you who are not pushing you further. Cutting down on the toxic individuals is a must, then followed by those who are not actively making you better. It's fairly common for successful people to dramatically reduce their inner circle with a focus on the quality of the individuals. The average future millionaire has 1.8 close friends, and they themselves are also focused on getting rich. That way, they can push each other further along the way. You need people who can relate to your struggles and that can understand why you're putting in that level of effort. Nobody else will understand, with the exception of individuals who they themselves are doing the same thing. If you really want to make it, your inner circle should decrease in size, but increase in value. Number 4. Hobby.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and chime in on that, man. Hey, I mean, that's just my personality. Like I said, if it's not, we're not on the same frequency, people are gonna drop off like flies, man. I ain't got time to be what they call it, old school shushuing and BSing and you know what I'm saying, with people. Like if you ain't talking about, making some money or making some plays, if the outcome ain't income, I ain't with it. So it just is what it is, and just a lot of people scared of that, man. Like I said, I kind of like it. It's I'm crossed. Sometimes you're like, damn, when you see some people run, it's like, damn, it's like, but at the same time, they run it because they don't want work, So a lot of people, I done fell out. I didn't fell out with all, even family, like just it's my personality is gonna be go. That's all I know. I'm gonna go till I can't no more. I'm gonna go till I stop.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So it just is what it is. So people that gravitate toward me, they have the same, the same outlook. If not, I don't need like the toxic people like telling me, that what I can't do and what's impossible, and like the Donald Trump video, like people whispering in your ear could get into your head too, telling what you can't do, and you start it start leaking in, no matter how how headstrong you is. You keep hearing that, especially people that you consider loved ones. You'll start to believe it.
You start to believe it. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's a problem though. Like when you have like family involved and included with your path to success, they're gonna look out for your safety, not your best interest.
Right. I don't even know if it was a safety. Sometimes it be because they can't conceive it, and they can't fathom in their mind that they can't see themselves doing it. They ain't got nothing to do with your capability.
But I think I think what I'm saying, when CJ's talk about that, what I'm saying, when you talk about safety, you're talking about their intentions. Their intentions is to keep you safe, even though they're not doing the best thing for you. You know what I'm saying? They're just holding you back based upon their limitations.
Right. Well, safe ain't where the money at. Safe is playing it safe and comfortable. That's life of mediocrity. So
correct, but you know what I'm saying.
But you're at a hard way at that point, and that's what they're looking at. It's like, all right,
correct.
Is it gonna like be at some risk, or you're at some detriment by being exposed to whatever you're going at? So that's the hard part with dealing with family or somebody that's really close to you that really care about you.
Correct.
They're gonna look at it from they're not even gonna look at it from you wanting to succeed and take the road less traveled or like doing hard stuff. They're looking at it like, what are the risks? What are the dangers? And they want to protect you from that.
Correct.
I mean, somewhat like, I mean, but let's be honest, what can they really do? Like, I mean, is the protection, all right, yeah, I can't technically get hit by cars if I don't leave the house, but what kind of life is not leaving the house? You know?
Yeah.
Well,
But
yeah,
if
you know what I'm saying? But, you know,
back in the day when even like enslavement time, you could have been a super smart kid, but they're gonna downplay it so you don't get in trouble for trying to read or something like that.
That was the underlying purpose of that movie, Us. Like, I think like that hurt us in the long run, because we you know, it's that Willie Lynch thing, like, you know, the women actually made us, like, you know, to quote unquote keep us alive. It kind of bred out that fire, that warrior. That warrior is what makes you free. So it's like a catch-22 is a loop. Like, nobody gonna give you freedom. You gotta take freedom.
You gotta take it.
That take
It's
is
never
gone.
been handed to anybody.
Yeah, so freedom is not free. Anything we're having it requires sacrifice. So all of that trickles down. So if we wait to hand it and play it safe, you're in a perpetual victim mindset. Oh, well, they ain't give us nothing, you know, and that's where we at today. Like, nah, you got to go ahead take that fire that kind of hurt us. If you take that fire out of a person, you know, and wait for give it to me, ain't never gonna give it to you.
Yeah,
you got to go take it. And you know, I know they have the intention of being safe, but is that not selfish?
I mean, to a point, but
I don't think so, because
they don't know that they're being selfish. They're looking at it as their
correct. To me, selfish is your intention. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If your intention is to protect somebody, then it's not necessarily selfish, even though you're not doing them their just due. Right? You know what I'm saying?
Let's look at it on a different side of the coin. Let's flip the coin.
Right.
Is it not because you don't want to see that, you don't want to experience any injuries or anything that ill you don't want to experience? Why not let me, if I want to be a dirt bike rider, and let me go ahead and do my fall. Let me experience the broken legs.
Well, again, you know what I'm saying, it goes back to intention. I think everybody's intention is different, right? So, you know what I'm saying, if you're talking about parents may want you, you know what I'm saying, parents may not want you to go start a business, right? Because they're fearful that, you know what I'm saying, you're going to go out there, financially ruin yourself, and then you end up back in my house, right? That's not necessarily a selfish act. That's somebody's being that's trying to keep you safe, right? But if you run into somebody like a friend or something that just said, man, I don't want you to go get that business because I'm afraid you're going to be successful. If you're going to be successful, then you're going to be higher level than me. You know what I'm saying? I need you to be down here where I'm at. That intention is selfish.
Yeah, because if you think about it, like if you've only like rode a bike and never rode a motorcycle, and somebody else saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go ride this motorcycle," how are they going to be able to relate to that? How are they going to understand what it takes to do that?
Right,
they just know the risk. They don't understand what it
what's
takes.
a higher level of understanding, knowing that you as an individual are here to experience your own path. So why would I hinder you from that experience if it's not for my own selfish?
Because every parent is different than you, B.
Well, you said it just now. It's like, I don't want you to end up back in my house.
Correct. Because you're saying every parent. Okay, so I take this. The difference between a mother's parent style and a dad's parent style. A dad's parent style typically is just like, hey, look, I want you to go out there and make mistakes. That's the way you're going to learn. The mom's parent style is typically like, hey, look, I want to put you in this bubble. I don't want you to experience the world. Stay here up under my wing. You know what I'm saying? Let me protect you. And you can't protect them at all different times. It's different parenting styles. They both want the best for you, but you know what I'm saying, you know, one is not necessarily better than the other one.
I think one is better. I think one is selfish. I think that nurturing is good to a fault, but you can't. I think when you start to block experience, I think that's when you go. There's a difference between, hey, I'm gonna let you put this gun to your head and see if it blows your brains out. That's different. But I'm talking about there's levels to it. If you want to go out there and become an artist, you want to go out there and become a painter. Why would I start to block you from that? If you want to be whatever you want, a football player or business person, why I'm gonna tell you what I want you to be? That's selfish.
Well, I think that's why you got to have both, because it's too extreme.
Right.
You leave the pops by itself, he gonna let you do anything. You gonna get jacked up. You let the mom.
Well, the pops even gonna tell you. The pops even gonna tell you, man, get your hand on that before you burn your hand. You know what I'm saying?
But you're gonna be super nurtured over here. So it's
again,
like,
to a certain extent.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Kids jumping.
You let your kids
be let out
with this light on
instead of, all right, you
don't do it. I want to see if you gonna tell them that, hey, watch that.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? Hey, look, if the kids in the bedroom, you know what I'm saying, for example, right? Kids in the bedroom jumping on the bed. Mom's gonna be like, oh no, y'all gonna hurt yourself. Please get down. Da 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 da. Right. The dad gonna be like, you know what I'm saying, look, y'all jump around, y'all break something, that's y'all ass. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference.
Now I'm gonna tell you break that bed, you're gonna pay for it. You know what I'm saying? So stop breaking, so stop jumping on that. Before you break it, I gotta pay for it. You know, I gotta pay for it, it's gonna be repercussions.
Correct.
Yeah.
But it's different intentions at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's you both want the best for your kids or whoever it is in parenting case. You know what I'm saying? Not every other case, but in parenting case, you want the best for the kids. It's just a different approach. That's all.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next one because we got 15 of these things, man. I think they got a bonus one too, but you know.
Hobbies. Ain't nobody got time for that. Hobbies, by their nature, produce very little value to both yourself and your immediate environment. Not only that, in order to maintain a hobby, it demands time, attention, and most of the time, financial resources as well. If you want to be rich and you're not where you want to be in life, you can't afford to have a hobby. That's the truth. You can go golfing, paint landscapes, or whatever you find worthy of calling your hobby after you've taken care of the basics. Why do you have a hobby when you can't take care of yourself? Hobbies should be the last thing on your mind. Number 5, time.
Damn. So, what is a hobby? I thought that was, I've never had a hobby. You know, my hobby is getting money.
I disagree.
Yeah, I've never had it. What is a hobby? You know, I've never had.
Well, you gotta have some kind of. You gotta have something.
You gotta have a
regular to keep yourself around.
You got to. Even on the way to the top, you know what I'm saying? But it goes back to the health is wealth. You know what I'm saying, right? But if you drive yourself crazy based upon work all the time, and you don't have an outlet, you know what I'm saying? You're mentally not strong enough to lead a company or build a company. You know what I'm saying? Because mentally you're all over the place, or mentally you're depressed. Because the only thing you're thinking about is this company, this company, this company. I truly believe you got to have a hobby, no matter how small it is. I don't give a damn if it's knitting damn sweaters, but you got to have some kind of outlet, period.
Yeah, don't you believe that?
If you look at it, for example, like I'm an engineer,
right?
But I play sports, so I have that exposure with working with a team outside of on the technical aspect. But you've seen where people have just like focused specifically on technology analytics. They didn't have that extracurricular aspect, and you can tell the difference with who has and has not been exposed to it. So they're going to limit themselves because they're going to be focused or comfortable with doing a certain thing a certain way and not knowing how to adjust with a different environment.
Right.
You can put like an average engineer that doesn't have that exposure. You put him in a networking event, or you put him somewhere where you got to talk to people. He's gonna be uncomfortable. You can tell he's uncomfortable, and there will not be any success from any of those interactions he might have in that environment. But if somebody's more well-rounded that can be able to communicate, have those soft skills, then you will see that evidence with having that exposure being like prior to.
Right, but I'm talking about hobbies to me, this is my definition. Maybe, and I can just say this: I transmuted stuff that make me better into hobbies. I guess when I was working out, that was my hobby. I guess but it was all to make me better. Reading, that became a hobby. That's to make me better. Research is my hobby. That's to make me better. So I guess when I think of hobbies, I think of time killers. So I guess it's
No.
yeah, I think that's a
No.
bad name for it. Like, a lot of people,
Okay, you can do
video
something
games.
productive with a hobby. You can be productive with a hobby.
Yeah, I mean, I think people when people think of hobbies, people think of video games, clubbing, drinking, bar hopping, darts, stuff like that. Leisure stuff. I just never found, if it doesn't produce an outcome, I'm not with it. So I found enjoyment in stuff that'll make me better, not stuff that'll
But
waste.
at the same time, you may find yourself interested in something a little outside of that realm as far as learning and reading and focusing on business, like with the dog.
Right,
It makes money, but it's something that you also enjoy. Like you don't necessarily have to get paid off of it. You already had a dog.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's anything I do is something that either gonna get paid or that I already enjoy that I'm gonna find a way to get paid off of.
Right, but at the same time, is what I'm saying. Like you enjoy it outside of the money.
Right. But that's not. When I think of hobby, I'm thinking of something that doesn't have. It's just something that you Corey was saying, that frees your mind and stuff. Like, I don't need that. I need the mind on the money, money on the mind all the time. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't thinking about money all the time when you with them dogs.
I am.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying?
Right, I am. I'm thinking of the future. I am thinking about the bread. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you'll see the opportunities with it, but when you with them, like that ain't your primary concern every time. You enjoying them dogs.
Right. So this is the definition of it. An activity done regularly in one's leisure time for pleasure. So an activity a person pursues because they enjoy it with no intentions of making a profit. So that's the second definition would counteract with me. Like, if it don't make no dollars, it don't make no sense. So I've never done anything like where video games, whether it's bowling or don't make some bread. Like, I'm just not gonna do it.
So if you knew that you was never gonna make dogs, never make money with the dogs, you never had dogs.
I wouldn't have no dogs. If they ever had no bread in it, I wouldn't have no dogs. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Yeah,
it's something that you gotta have as an outlet. You know what I'm saying? That
well, I found the outlets. Into stuff like, let's say, for example, you play basketball. That's what will be my hobby, playing basketball, playing pickup basketball. But it enhances my skill. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna find a skill. I'm gonna find some kind of way. Either I enjoy it, I'm gonna find a way to make money off of it, or I'm gonna make money off it and then enjoy it. Either way. So when they say this thing where they say an activity that a person pursues because they enjoy it and have no intention of making profit, no, I don't do that. No, sir. So this is easy. That's easy for me. Number 4 is easy for me.
Okay. To each his own.
You know what I'm saying?
To each his own.
You can't. I can't. There's no time. There's not enough time now. If I had ample time, I'll go do that hour in the gym. I would feel that with that. I wouldn't feel that with no playing darts or Parcheesi or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go to the gym if I got some ample time. You know what I'm saying? Boom.
The road from zero to financial success will take an average of 7 to 10 years, depending on the industry, your emotional intelligence, your intellect, your ability to play the market, and the volume of work you're able to put out in order to make it happen. Guess what? The days you spend at your computer or negotiating with clients are probably not going to be the best years of your life, but it's a sacrifice one needs to make if they're serious about getting rich, because it's that time that yields the results you're looking for. 7 years might sound like a lot of time, and it doesn't mean that those years will lack any positive memories.
And they put
Ready to back fiery female founders?
Put these commercials in the wrong spots. Then they're doing a Netflix lag.
Hey, that's either gonna pay or you're gonna watch these ads.
My Ventures Women's Fund lets individual investors support women.
There you go.
Time will pass either way, so make sure to invest it wisely.
Yeah.
Ask yourself the following question. Are you willing to eat shit for several years in order to eat caviar for the rest of your life? If the answer is yes, you're on the right track. Number 6.
Well, so I used to tell people that all the time, man. Eat crap for 2 years and eat caviar the rest of your life, man. So, I mean,
nowadays you be eating it for a little longer.
Huh?
Then nowadays you might be eating it for a little longer.
I couldn't even tell you what video games are out, bro. The last PS, I think I had a PS2. Last Madden I played was Madden 95 with Ray Lewis on the cover.
Ooh, you might well say Tecmo Bowl.
Yeah, Tecmo Bowl. Yeah,
great.
My first year used to play Tecmo Bowl in college. I used to rock with Leon, man, the Falcons. You know, so I don't play those video games. I've never been a top golf. I need to. If I wasn't taking, I need to take up golf. You know,
you need to take up any leisure hobby, B.
Nah,
get out and experience. Hey, look, you was right there in Katy with all the hobby stuff out there. You know what I'm saying? That you didn't get a chance to experience before you get
Tiger Woods got his joint out there.
You know what I'm saying?
I can't even tell you what's out there, leisure. You know, leisure. What is that? You know what I'm saying? What is leisure, man? Like I said, I'm like, man, that's why me and Mattress Matt got along well, man. I'm a workaholic, man. You know, I enjoy work. I enjoy what I do. That's it. You know, if I'm not working, I'm reading one of these books that I can't even bring out to you. But you know, that's 900 pages, 500 pages. That's what I get on. You know, so this is what it is. But I mean, you gotta sacrifice that time, man. That time.
Yeah.
You got to put that in your craft.
Yep. There you go. You get them hobbies, you know what I'm saying? You can get number 6. You can be happy, you know what I'm saying?
They say, don't forget, this is sacrifice. You got to sacrifice the happiness.
Oh, man. All right, I got you.
Happiness. Happiness is a big one because, as you know, money can't buy you happiness at the end. But in order to get money, you will need to sacrifice your happiness to a certain degree. Even if you love what you do, nobody is happy working 14 to 16-hour days every single day. That's not how evolution made us. So there needs to be a balance to the amount of happiness you're willing to sacrifice in exchange for material gain. If you sacrifice too much, you might not be able to cope with your new reality. Now, this video is not a to-do list. It's just a frank observation of reality, and you should treat it as such. Sacrificing your happiness at this stage will result in you being able to enjoy different types of happiness in the future, like being able to spend quality time with your child when the time is right, because you won't have to worry about paying the freaking bills. That's a trade that you should be willing to make. Number 7.
Well, so I feel that what they said, you know, you sacrifice the mundane or the mediocre happiness now for the ultimate happiness later on. Well, I get to do what I want, and
it's like they say, if you want a man that's got time, he ain't got no money.
Right.
So if you want a man that got money, he ain't got no time.
Right.
Yep. It's like you got to put work in, either early on or later on, but you got to put work in regardless, and that's gonna take some time.
I really want to touch on this because of my boy Dre. He's starting to feel me now, but we had I think it was about 5 years ago, we had not really an argument, but we had a disagreement about happiness. And I always said, I think I called you on the phone like, man, look, Can a man really be happy? A man really ain't supposed to be happy, man.
Ain't supposed what?
Nah, I disagree with that. That's that. You know,
A
man
not
is
supposed to be happy.
nah. That's more for the women and children. You know what I'm saying?
You bugging.
Yeah, we
You
don't.
bugging.
Yeah,
I highly disagree with that one.
Nah. My man Dre disagreed too. Now he's starting to see what I'm saying. Like a man is purpose driven. You know, so
I think man has levels of like a feeling of accomplishment, but
Right,
then it's like what's the next thing to conquer?
Well, no, I think happy.
I'll never think a man stops going after the next thing.
Right. Well, I think happy is an emotion. You know what I'm saying? And that's a temporary emotion. That's not for a man. A man is supposed to be purpose driven. A lot of stuff we do that we it's our duty is not a happy thing. It's what's required. It was necessary. So we don't have the luxury of pursuing happiness. You know, we have the luxury of doing our duty. You know what I'm saying? Duty to our God, then duty to our family, then to our country, so on and so forth. So we got duties to do as a man. We ain't got the luxury to be happy. You know what I'm saying? I think that's for women and kids. You know, so
you bugging.
Nah. I mean, I know y'all blue boys will disagree because y'all live life to be happy.
Yeah. Hey, look, even Red Boy, you don't think Red Boys is happy?
Nah, happy is a temporary.
You think
thing.
they miserable?
Nah, see that. Where is happy? How can you arrive to happy? And then once you're there, do you stop? Is that it? You permanently happy?
No, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's life. Nobody's permanently happy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to have ups and downs.
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? You're going to tell me any man is like, oh, man, I'm just absolutely miserable in my family, miserable in my marriage. You know what I'm saying? But that's the way it's supposed to be? No,
that's not.
Come on,
you're looking at it through a female lens. It's not either or. A man is not supposed to be in his feelings.
It's not a female lens. It's a righteous lens. You know what I'm saying? No, definitely not.
Definitely
not.
Women more emotional driven. We supposed to be purpose driven and logical thinking. So what is happening?
So you got to be unhappy to be logical, B?
That doesn't even make sense. Same thing. It's not the same thing. It's we get satisfaction and accomplishment from doing our duty and doing our purpose. We're not driven by happiness. You're not supposed to be driven by happiness.
So we do our job. We do our job and provide for our family, but we're supposed to do that miserably.
Nah, again, you're not.
How does that even make sense, B?
It's not
make it make sense.
It's not the opposite. It's not for an emotional kick. It's for the accomplishment. So just because you're not pursuing happiness, that don't mean you're automatically miserable. That's not the false equivalent. You know, so you got to get out of that lens.
Oh, okay. I think you got to get out of the lens and get into reality. Reality is everybody wants to be happy. Everybody's trying to be happy. And the fact of, you know what I'm saying, I want my family to be happy, but I'm not supposed to be happy is completely just
Dre, you sound like Dre 5 years ago, and now he's starting to agree with me. You know, so
you take one scenario out of 100 and make that Bible, B. You need to stop that.
I mean,
stop that, B.
When I called Chris on the phone, he agreed with me too. His scenario was like, a man can't do things because if I would did that, I eat chicken sandwiches all day, and like even Puffy said that, I eat chicken sandwiches and watch Scarface all day if I did what makes me happy. You know, so it ain't about doing what makes you happy or pursuing what makes you happy. It's about doing your purpose. It's a higher calling for a man. You got to rise above emotion. You know what I'm saying? And it's not either I'm happy or I'm sad. That's emotion. We're not driven by that. Emotion, we above emotion.
I hear you, B.
You know
I run an emotional cast every day. You know what I'm saying? You crazy as hell. You know what I'm saying? A guy's supposed to you know what I'm saying? I live to make the world happy, but I don't want to be happy myself. That's crazy.
The MRMs, man. Mama raised boys, mama raised men. You can tell, you know, if you're all in your feelings, you definitely mama raised.
You
You
live
know what
by
I'm
a
saying?
different philosophy, B. Go ahead, do what you do, baby.
You know
Do
what I'm
what
saying?
you do.
So nah, we supposed to be logical. We the head. You can't be if I go by everything and be happy, man, ain't nothing to get done.
That's definitely not true. But
Man,
okay.
Think about it. All right, why would you let me ask you this. Does working for a boss make you happy?
No, but if I had to do it, then you gotta do what you gotta do.
Well,
It's
you
90,
said
it's 90, it's 95% of America, B, you know what I'm saying, that don't want to go to a 9 to 5, don't
you
want to
said
work a
you
9 to
gotta
5, but they go to a job every day, men and women.
You
So
said
what are
you
we
gotta
talking
do
about?
what you gotta do to make you happy.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, but
You gotta do what you gotta do to survive. You
why
think
you
people
wanna-
will get up on Monday morning after a weekend, you know what I'm saying, where they done been, partying or hanging out or whatever case may be, and go to work, go to a 9 to 5 on Monday? No, but they do it.
Right.
You want to know why? Because it's logically the bottom line. You got to get bills paid.
Okay,
You
so
have a family to provide for.
all right, so you just answered me yourself. All right, cool. Let's go to the next one. You answer your own thing.
Sleep.
Really, but okay.
You can't sleep. Broke people sleep. You got to be willing to sacrifice sleep. If you sleep, you may miss the opportunity to be successful. That's an interesting quote, isn't it? When we started our Instagram account, shameless plug here, go follow us at Alux to get your dose of motivation there. We shared a picture with the text, "Sleep is for billionaires." In the recent years, people are split on this topic. You've got people like Elon Musk who sleep the absolute minimum amount required to get him to function. And then there are people like Arianna Huffington. She's the founder of Huffington Post, for those of you who don't know who she is. That says sleeping more results in higher productivity, and nobody should cut down on sleep. If you draw the line and look at this objectively, sleeping less is an amazing advantage if you make quality use of the time while you're awake. There's no point in sleeping 5 hours a night if you're only going to be working 8 hours during the day. Sleep is the first thing everyone should sacrifice when they begin their journey. 6 hours of sleep per night is really manageable, and you can fit a lot more work during the day. Start with sleep.
Boom. I'm torn on this one too, but in my 20s, I used to sleep like 2 hours a day, 3 hours a day. 20s and early 30s. But now that I got older, I say it like this: I sleep less, but I'm available 24/7. You know what I'm saying? So my availability 24/7, but I'm gonna try to get that 6 to 8 in. You know what I'm saying? Just because I just health wise, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's unhealthy to do what I was doing in my 20s and 30s. Can't do it. Plus, I was popping them goddamn caffeine pills. You know what I'm saying? I'd be up.
Oh yeah, man. We was in college taking no-dos and
all that ruin your stomach.
Red Bull and all that.
Yeah, so can't do it no more. I need that 6 to 8. But in my best belief, when I was building a business, I was rocking that 2-3 hours vampire life. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with it.
There's level to it.
Right.
Like lack of sleep, that's a young man's game.
Right.
That's why you got to put forth the effort, put forth the time into focusing on training and getting those high level skills and high income earning skills at a younger age, because as you get older, that's out the window.
Right. Yeah. Like you can't do the thing. I can't hop state to state like I used to. Like I said, I used to rock, hit that I-10 like it was a nothing. Can't do it no more.
Different now. It feels different now.
Yeah, it's different now. So you got to get while, like Too Short said, you got to get while it's good.
Especially when you get older and then you have kids and all that too.
Right.
Man, it's really old.
Yeah.
Really old.
So yeah, all right. Let's rock this next one.
Number 8, who you are. If you want to be rich, if you want to be successful, you need to sacrifice who you are in order to become who you want to be. It's smart to think of yourself in terms of a work in progress, similar to a software. This is your current version, but don't be afraid to make updates, fix bugs, and reiterate what makes you, you. Your current reality didn't make you rich. The current version of yourself wasn't able to solve the puzzles needed to further your achievements from a financial standpoint, so you need to do something about it. Evaluate who you really are. What are the things that set you back? What are the things that the current version of yourself failed to do? Then seek ways to transform yourself in that department. An easy aspect to point out is discipline. If you lack discipline, you're probably never going to be successful. Poor people always lack discipline. This is because success in any form comes from repetitive actions, which add up over time. Unless you can discipline yourself, you won't stand a chance. We're making a video every single day in order to maintain our momentum. This is not by accident. Discipline is one of the 15 traits that predict success in life. If you want us to do a video on this topic, please mention it in the comments.
There's a massive amount of wealth locked inside the private market.
What's going on with this buffering, man? Netflix started off Saturday night with this buffering.
Right now, there are over 700 companies worth.
Number 9.
They started on that Netflix and that fight.
Right. So, bam. This one a deep one. I'm gonna talk to the audience for a second, man. Like I used to tell some of my mentees all the time, man. You got to totally remanufacture yourself if you want to get to that next level, man. You got to totally take who you are and become a whole different person from the ground up. You know. So you always can't be so narcissistic where you can't get out of your own way and you can't self-reflect. I'm trying never to be nose blind or, you know what I'm saying, where I can't smell myself. That's a bad place to be where you stink and you can't, you the only person that notices you stink. And you know what I'm saying? You ain't, you're the only person that don't notice. So that's what nose blind is. So you got to be able to smell yourself like, all right, I can fix this, I can fix that. It's always tweaking. It's always like she said, it's always updates. You can update to your software, become better. Always look at yourself. Don't look at others as their fault. It's always your fault. I learned that from Buzz Life. You know what I'm saying? And everything's your fault. You know, that goes on in your life. It's something that you could have did, said, done, whatever, better. So there's always improvements to make. And you can always evolve without, and don't be afraid to evolve. Corey, you might see my way one of these days. You might not. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people said the same thing, and now they're seeing things my way. So you just gotta live a little bit more.
I hear you.
And there's a book I just read called "Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself," and it talks about how you got to do things differently if you want like the outcome that you want. You can't be approaching it and being the same person that you were. So you got to do what you got to do to change your mindset, change that subconscious into being that person that you have to be able to accept and move forward with what you want to get. And it's a pretty dope book.
I think you know what I'm saying, for some people, you know what I'm saying, you have to reinvent yourself from what you are in order to become better. But you know what I'm saying, for some people, they just automatically have it. You know what I'm saying? They don't necessarily have to reinvent themselves. And I use the example from the difference of Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant from high school has always been a dog. He's always been disciplined. He's always been a hard worker. So you know what I'm saying? He didn't need to reinvent himself once he got to the NBA because it was already instilled in him. You know what I'm saying? The characteristics of success was already instilled in him. So I think, you know what I'm saying, you have to take a deep look in the mirror and decide, you know what I'm saying, okay, well, who you are, do you need to reinvent yourself or not? Because it's not a one size fit all where everybody have to reinvent themselves, because it's not the case.
I'm gonna disagree again, man. I'm gonna disagree to this.
Surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise.
Kobe did evolve and did reinvent himself. He used to always, bother Jordan because he wanted to be the best. So he upgraded himself. So yeah, he was disciplined. He had a lot of utensils, but coming out of straight from high school to the league, he wasn't gonna be Jordan unless he did what he did. He wasn't gonna be up there with Jordan, mentioned with Jordan, unless he made an upgrade. Then he made an upgrade in the later part of life where he became a great father. He chilled out from all that, You know what I'm saying? What was that in Colorado? You know what I'm saying? And he became a great father and family man toward the end of his life. So he did.
I think that's an assumption. You know what I'm saying? Nobody said that he was a bad father, even when the whole Colorado thing happened. You know what I'm saying? That's just between it's a difference between being a good husband and a good father. It's a completely different thing.
Well, fairly,
so
man.
what you're speaking to, you know what I'm saying, is him being a good father and cheating on his wife or cheating on his fiance at the time. It has nothing to do with his principles and discipline to actually work hard and humble himself enough to, you know what I'm saying, become better. Seek out trainers, you know what I'm saying, to become better. Seek out Michael Jordan to get his advice on different moves and this, that, and the third. But that discipline that he had to become the greatest, that was always in him since high school. He didn't need to change that.
Well, yeah, certain people, like I said, but I'm talking about you actually who he was. If he would have continued on that path, just like Krista said, he wouldn't have been mentioned with the greatest. He had to upgrade himself. There's always upgrades. There's always upgrades. Just like even Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders said this when he was at Jackson State. Man, he had all this stuff until he found his Lord and Savior. That's when he became a better man. He was, you know what I'm saying? It's like always something that can make you better. You know what I'm saying?
And even with Kobe, like he had the mindset, but then he had the knowledge and the know-how to not just grind hard, but he went to the expert. So he went to Jordan for that mindset. He actually Scottie Pippen up on how to play defense. I think he even hit up Olajuwon on his post game. So he knew who to go to fine tune those skills to get to where he wanted to be. So he was Kobe, but then he instilled all these attributes and all this knowledge from these other experts in these fields to make his game good.
Correct. But the willingness to be great and humble yourself to find out the education. So, you know what I'm saying? We can equate that to somebody, you know what I'm saying, that just determined to win. If they go into a business that they've never been in before, but they're seeking the knowledge of people that's already been in that industry. The people, you know what I'm saying, they're seeking, you know what I'm saying, different things. They're disciplined. They're able to wake up every single morning with a goal in mind in order to become successful in that business. It's not necessarily them reinventing themselves. It's just them becoming more educated and more knowledgeable. So I think, you know what I'm saying, what B is doing, you know what I'm saying, he's trying to equate becoming more knowledgeable to reinventing yourself. And it's not necessarily the same.
Yeah, it is reinventing yourself. So I mean, if you let's put it in cars. If you a V8 and you put that kit on that, you know what I'm saying, you put that kit in, you add that exhaust and you upgrade. Now you done made that the Hellcat upgrades into a demon. Now you're a demon. You didn't upgrade yourself. You didn't reinvent it. Now
there's a difference between upgrading and completely switching out the engine.
Well, you can switch out the engine. Yeah, you upgrade.
So you're upgrading the engine versus saying, man, this engine ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take this out and put a Corvette engine in there. Then I'm gonna upgrade the Corvette engine. The switching of the engine is what you're talking about, is reinventing yourself. And not everybody has to do that. When you upgrading yourself, you know what I'm saying, you're becoming more knowledgeable and better and more efficient in your field.
Right.
It's not necessarily
reinventing yourself. Yeah.
Nah, not quite.
All right.
Not quite.
Right.
When you talk about reinventing, it's a completely 100.
Nah, I'm not talking about you don't necessarily have to do overall overhaul, but I'm talking about making tweaks. Like I give you an example, like you know, I made a tweak to myself just a little while ago. You know what I'm saying? You know, I that's kind of reinventing my marketing plan, reinventing my you know, who Brandon B. Dixon is. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of really coming out and really embracing my values. So it's like, instead of trying to be neutral with it, let me go ahead and embrace it. You know what I'm saying? That's making tweak. That's reinventing the whole game plan. You know, so it's like it's a whole other angle.
I think you're missing the term of reinvent. Reinventing is completely scrapping what you have
and
then start all over again.
So,
well, then look up what's the definition then, B. You can look it up.
Every 7 years,
reinvent.
So every 7 years, when Mercedes-Benz, the new S-Class, reinvented. So they completely scrap what they had before and make a whole new car. No, They have the essence of the old car, and they make upgrades. Knock it off.
Well, look up the definition, then, B.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Let's not argue about it. Look up the definition. What's the definition of reinvention?
All right, reinvention. All right, reinvention is the idiom that means to change behavior, appearance, and other aspects of your life to become a different person. Changing your job, changing your habit, changing your style, changing your value. Reinvent yourself can be a journey of self-discovery that involves identifying what no longer serves you and changing it for something better. Exactly what I just said.
Not quite.
You know what I'm saying? You can Google this.
What the fuck is this? If you what the hell is this?
You know what I mean? So, boom. Hold on a second. Let's go to the next one. I think you'd be disagreeing to disagree with me.
No, I disagree because you're wrong. As is.
You know what? So Google wrong too.
Entertainment. After sleep, this is the second thing people who want to get rich should sacrifice. There's no need for you to sit down and watch 10 seasons of Friends. There's no value there. Poor people always justify wasting time in one form or another. If you're just starting out, as we know most of you are, immediately cut out the low and medium levels of entertainment in your life. If you can't cut everything out, dose it and enjoy only the best types of entertainment so that it works as a reward. Unless you're a professional esports player, there's no need for you to be spending your time playing video games. There's no need for you to watch sports or TV for that matter, unless you're the one on TV. There's no need for you to be on social media, unless you're running a media business. This is not a video on how to be happy in life. This is a video on what it takes to get rich. You need all your creative power and working hours to be put in and compounded into achieving your goal. You can't half-ass it because you're going to fail. A while back, we did a video on 15 reasons why you're not happy. Click in the top right corner to watch it. It's filled with value.
Yeah, so maybe this is ingrained in me, man. That's why I've been watching this video over and over. But this shit is ingrained in me, man. Like I said, I just can't do it. I can't. I'm entertained by seeing that bank account go up. You know what I'm saying? I just can't sit there and watch. Now, don't get me wrong. I like what she said. You switch up your entertainment so it's a reward. You know what I mean? As opposed to making it part of your life. That's how I used to do with working out when I work out. That cheat meal, you know, eat like a rabbit all week, and that cheat meal on Sunday tastes good. Even Panda Express was tasting good on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? So it makes it that much more valuable if you mediate it, if you moderate it. You know what I mean? So I'll let you chime in on that before I go to the next one. Entertainment, man.
Yeah, it's like if you're not meeting your goals and you don't have that achievement or that box checked off, you don't have time to even look for or get entertained.
Right.
It's like, what are you doing to get to where you need to get to?
Right.
And like, I can't tell the last time I've seen a full football game. Like, it's cool to watch, but nobody's paying me to watch this.
Right. You watching these other dudes get paid. You watching them at their job.
Right.
You know
they
what I'm
get
saying?
paid more for me watch.
Right. That's why I can't go to concerts and stuff. I'm paying this dude to go watch him perform, making him rich. I can't do it. I feel like I shouldn't be in the crowd. I should be in on the stage. I just always had that feeling. So I just never found it fun, man, to pay to watch somebody else do their job.
If I see my goals, then it's different. But
right.
if I haven't gotten to where I need to get to,
I'm even so sick with it. I don't even enjoy like traveling like that because I feel like I'm going to marvel at other people's accomplishments. Oh, I'm going to see the Leaning Tower of Pisa. That's somebody else built that. I didn't build that. You know.
All right. If I'm going somewhere, I'm going to either learn something, or if I'm going with my family or something, I got in the back of my mind, all right, what am I going to do to make this money back?
Right, exactly. Well,
I think you need entertainment every now and again. You know what I'm saying? You know, look, it's overindulged in entertainment. You know what I'm saying? It's bad for you. But I think, you know what I'm saying, when you sit there, you know what I'm saying, and you say, well, look, you know what I'm saying, I ain't gonna spend this money because they already making money. I think you're missing out on opportunities and experiences with, you know, the people that you love. So I think it has to be a happy balance between the two. You know, it was what, maybe a few weeks ago or so, I ended up going to the Usher concert. I ended up going to the Usher concert with my wife, my father-in-law, the family. Everybody had a great time. It's entertainment, but it's experiences where, you know what I'm saying, if somebody was to pass away, you know, next week or whatever the case may be, I'm not living in regret. I woulda, shoulda, coulda. So, you know what I'm saying? I think, you know what I'm saying, it's a different approach to it. So it depends on, you know what I'm saying, your personality and what you deem to be more valuable than another.
Don't forget, this is sacrifices to be rich. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But even still, you know what I'm saying, you still want to make sure that you're valuing the time that you have with your loved ones. Period.
And that's why I was talking about how you need to spend your younger years grinding and getting to that level before you even think about starting a family.
Right. That's why they said family first. Like I said,
you want to put that work in first because by the time you get that family, you want to spend time with your family.
Right. It's contradictory. That's why they put that. I'm glad they put that family first on there because it's hard. Like I said, you got to entertain that woman. You know, everybody ain't gonna be Michelle Obama. They can sit there and wait. You know what I'm saying? Until you become something. Like, you know, most people, you're going to have to entertain her now. And you're going to go broke trying to do that. Because, you know, shoot, it ain't back in the days. I see somebody who had a Burger King receipt from like 86. They had like 3 Whoppers and 3 combos on there with like less than $10. That thing could cost you about $90 nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't lying.
You know, so it's a different world. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta have that bread. You got to be even more dedicated. So I just don't have time to do entertainment. You know, I can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? I can't afford to be entertained. Yeah, I you know, my entertainment is watch these figures go up. You know, so it's just I even agree with CJ. I couldn't enjoy it because I'd be saying, damn, this is how much I'm spending, what I need to do to make it back. You know what I'm saying? I just wouldn't be in the moment.
I mean, I'm in the moment, but in the back of my mind, I'm like, I got to make this bread back.
I got to make this bread back.
You got to. But you know what I'm saying? I mean, if you're talking about completely just annihilating all that stuff, that means no vacations.
I took a vacation since 2016. That was to see my daughter graduate, and I turned right back around.
I hear you. Different strokes, different folks. That's all I gotta say.
Right. But everybody can't beat me though, bro. I'm an alien. You know what I mean?
Yep.
That's for sure. That is for sure.
Number 10, stability. Getting rich is a roller coaster. It will take a lot of ups and downs until you reach the destination. Stability gets sacrificed. You don't know what tomorrow holds, and you don't have the luxury of being at ease. You need to move yourself, to position yourself, to meet new people, to negotiate your own reality, and provide for yourself, since nobody is going to go get it for you. If you believe your environment is keeping you from being successful, sacrifice it. Move somewhere else. You are in control of this ride. If it doesn't work out, you're the only one who is to blame. Although the journey is a roller coaster, the ride is worth it. So get busy. Number 11.
Man, I forgot how fire this video was, man. I ain't watching it in a minute, man. I always say this. I said this to somebody else, man, the other day, man. Like you said, everybody wants to be loyal to their hometown, man. You got to move around sometimes. You know, you can't be scared. Like if it ain't popping where you at, if it's detrimental to where you at, to your growth where you at, you got to be able to move around. Same thing with business, you know. Same thing with ideas. If the idea ain't work, you got to be able to move around. Just, you know, it's a roller coaster until you get to that top of that where you're supposed to be. And a lot of people scared to take that fall sometimes. You know, it's just, you know, it's great risk, great reward. It just is what it is. If you play it safe, you're gonna get safe results. It just is what it is. If you want to try to be rich, a lot of people play it safe and they 9 to 5 at the debt, and Before you know it, they 40 years, 50 years with the company, and they get that watch and that gift certificate to Golden Corral when they done.
Well, shoot, nowadays you don't even make it at a company 20, 30, 40 years. They're gonna get you out of there before that.
Yeah, I mean, some boys be at companies 40 years. I be seeing them, they retire. That used to be a badge of honor back in the day.
That's few and far between nowadays, because the way the economy is and the way businesses are struggling, they're going to make our shareholders happy before they make their employees happy.
Right.
So if they gotta quote unquote trim some fat just to make the numbers to keep everybody happy on the stocks and shareholder side, they're gonna do that. And that means cutting that workforce, and that could be you.
Right. Well, loyalty period. I think we talked about this a while back. Loyalty period is a lost art. That's gone. Like loyalty, nobody's loyal to anything no more. It's like, everybody switch around. Like, so loyal. That's the thing of the past. The company 20 years. That back then, that signifies stability. As far as that you could be at a company and retain a job that long. Now it's all about the fruit. Like, all right, I don't care if you've been at the company 20 years. The women and stuff like that gonna want to see what BMW you're driving, and they want to see the fruit. Where's your condo? Where's vacation home? They don't want to. That's not a thing no more. Back in the days you could just have that job. That work uniform. I told you they used to in the 90s. They used to hit the club with the work uniform on.
Right.
So that's not a thing no more. They don't care about it. Actually, a job nowadays is like,
see what you're working like for nobody.
And like that's not a badge of honor no more. So stability, you gonna make. I think I like what Dame Dash said. Like, man, depends on what I could be filthy rich one day, I could be broke the next day. If I'm betting on me, I'm gonna risk it all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this ain't for everybody. It's for the rich, man. Like I said, ability, man. You going from the point of view from early, well, maybe middle class, number one, where it's just like a wave, high risk, high reward. When you're a rubber band, the further you pull it back, the further it goes. But if you try to remain in the middle, it's going to seem more stable because you're not really making any moves. You know what I'm saying? So if you really want to make that wave, that jump, you got to kind of make that sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. I've never seen nobody work at a company for 40 years and just woke up, hey, man, guess what? I've been saving my pennies for 40 years and I'm rich. Never seen it.
I ain't never seen it, where anybody been working for a company, for 40 years. Unless they become CEO or something.
Nah, they got a bunch of boys. They had a dude, a white dude that went viral like a couple of weeks ago. He got working at a company 30-something years, and he got like a BS watch. Not even no Audemars, nothing like that. He got some kind of like Casio or something.
Well, it's like one of y'all in a hurricane.
Huh?
I hear wind in somebody's mic.
Man.
Might be mine.
Yeah.
All right.
But guarantee, whoever it was, he wasn't doing that just from his regular job. He was at outside investments that actually was able to get him that.
I know you could depends on what part of the country you're in. You could have a little little apartment or something, one bedroom apartment in Idaho somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And then live that minuscule life. You know what I'm saying? Some people like it. I mean, you're stable. You hella stable.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna make no splash. Let's rock this next one.
Come. You might not like to hear this, but until you make it big, you need to sacrifice your share of the income. You put it right back into the business or project until you make it. There's no other way. You're not going to be a baller while you're still pushing towards it. Every single dollar needs to be carefully planned where it would have the most impact to go toward, and usually yourself is pretty far down the list, unless you're going to use the money to develop your own set of skills. This is the reality. Whenever you see people...
A good question is, how do I get started trading?
Go to
A
math.
better
They gotta
question
get
is,
paid.
how do I profit?
flaunting their purchases without them being where they want to be in life, we just feel bad for them as they're actively sabotaging themselves. Number 12.
Man, I mean, that's real brief, man. You got to invest in yourself. You got to invest in your trade. You got to spend to win. It is what it is. I've just never seen anybody that, not put any money into their craft actually make it. LeBron, like you said, spent $1 million a year on his body. You know what I'm saying? You got to invest in the. Look at Shador and Travis Hunter. They spent all this money. Deion had to go to the best coaches and best. Even out there with Tom Brady and stuff like that. You want to get drafted number one overall, you got to spend some money. You want your company to be Fortune 500, you got to spend some money. It's a lot of sacrifice. So I don't really need to even go into that. If you didn't understand that, yeah.
12.
That's self-explanatory.
You've always asked us to tell the truth in our videos, and we always have. The luxury lifestyle, the big house, the luxury cars, the private jet, traveling all around the world in first class, that's the end result of years of living way below your means. Unless you're born rich, you'll have to struggle to get there, and sacrifices need to be made. The simplest way is to sacrifice comfort and use the cash difference to accelerate your growth. It's mind-boggling how many people blow away their money on meaningless things that they perceive as comfort. You don't need the new iPhone. Your old one still works perfectly. You don't need to live in a big house or apartment in your 20s. Cut down on rent and use the remaining cash somewhere productive. Poor people stay poor by trying to look rich, while rich people are busy getting richer by acting like they're poor. Many highly successful individuals refer to this period as their ramen phase. It's the time when you cut down on comfort so much that you survive on the bare minimum. There's no need for comfort. Get yourself some ramen noodles and get to work.
Fire. I mean,
I think it was Ian with Earn Your Leisure. He was talking about if you set yourself up where you can invest, I think he said like 40% of your income, then you're really setting yourself up for success. But
yes,
a lot of us they're not capable of doing that. So it's all about how you set yourself up to either live at or below your means. If you live above your means, then all your money's gone.
Right. I think it plays our community to the fullest, man. Trying to live above our means, trying to put everything on credit, trying to make it seem like you bigger than what you are. I mean, again, that's why I'm downsizing myself. I'm sick of it. Like I did all of this. All right, I don't even have company like that. All right, I got this. What am I doing this for? You know what I'm saying? So I'd rather something more functional, and where I can make a long run play on some more money. It's like. Why do all this stuff to kind of please other people, and they're still gonna find a way to talk bad about you. This is what it is. So live below your means until you get it. Then when you get it, then you gonna be so high in the sky, you're gonna be so far away from you're not gonna hear anybody anyway. So it's like, man, don't try to fake the funk.
And that's where a lot of people, mess up because they try to fake the funk. They try to put on a persona or keep up with the Joneses, as they say,
right?
Which is unfortunate. It's a lot of the millionaires that's actually taking commercial flights instead of private flights. But a lot of people, they can't necessarily afford it or trying to take private flights because they're trying to keep up this persona, that Bow Wow effect. It's unfortunate.
Right. That's why one of my favorite artists of all time is E40, man. He said, man, I don't fly private jets. I fly Southwest. You know what I'm saying? That was one of his famous lines, So till this day, he's been a star since the 80s. He still fly commercial. Ocho Cinco and all them, you know. It's like that's how you keep it, you know. Like what I need private for, you know.
Correct.
You know, unless I'm somebody paying for it, you know, I'm not gonna sit there and, you know,
even with athletes, like professional athletes, like the ones I run across, I tell them like, don't buy this mansion where you're playing right now because you can get traded at any minute.
Right. Right.
And then what you gonna do with the house?
Yeah, Kendrick like that. Kendrick staying a little. Kendrick Ayers with Jalen Hurts staying like a little plain Jane $300,000 house.
Yep.
You know.
Yep. Which a lot of people are surprised about, but it's just like, look, it's only one of me. You know what I'm saying? Me and maybe a fiance. We ain't got no kids. I don't have a family. What I need a damn 20,000 square foot house for?
Right.
It's unnecessary.
Unnecessary.
But understand, you know what I'm saying, it's a difference between the actual use of the money, you know what I'm saying? So like if you're using the money and you're making the money and you're using it as a business expense, it's completely different than using it as a personal expense.
Right.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying, if you're using it as a business, you're able to write it off, you're making that much money, take as many private jets as you want to because you're making the money. But if you ain't making the money like that, you know what I'm saying, you just taking it because you're trying to floss and it's coming out of your personal pocket, it's unnecessary.
Right. I think the people that try to floss, man, you still have a poor mentality. You know, if you got it, you ain't got to pretend like you got it. People gonna know you got it. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Like,
but if you got it, you might not want people to know you got it.
Exactly. So, but people, you know, it's like the catch-22. Like, you know, I don't know what they do that for. Like, you know, I don't think it for the treatment, or I don't know if they got a complex or something like that. I don't understand why they do that for, to try to seem bigger than you are. Like it's nothing but problems, more money, more problems. You know, so you got a target on your back. If people charge you extra, I mean, I got a problem with that. People charge. I'm quick and mad. People in the convenience store always try to charge me extra because I guess I look like I got it or whatever. You know, I'm like, bro, hold up. Somebody the other day tried to charge me $21 extra. Like, hey, hold up. I get to this. You know.
Correct, because they're banking on you not asking that question.
Right.
Like, whoa.
Well, I did just slap the credit card down. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But you know what I'm saying, you know, especially in certain areas, you know what I'm saying? I definitely think they take advantage of it, and they don't put prices on things for that specific reason. Yeah, because they're looking to try to rape you over, you know what I'm saying, when you get to that cash register.
This is one of them metal boys, you know what I mean? So I just slapped it. I went to add and like, man. But yeah, it's small problems that come with that. So I never did understand why people want to look rich. I actually try to look. I like Russell Simmons, the Russell Simmons approach. You know what I'm saying?
And here's the thing, you know what I'm saying? If you truly think about, you know what I'm saying, if you ever been in a scenario, you know what I'm saying, in an environment where people truly have money, you'll never know it.
Right.
You'll never know it. You know what I'm saying? Just by looking at them, you'll never absolutely know it unless you know their finances.
I think that's our culture with that. You know, we wear the gold and we wear all this other stuff because we coming from, we never had nothing, and that was a way for you to get ahead. You know, like if you and what I mean by that is by, you know, with women and with treatment as well. Like if you look like you had something, then you get treated better. You know what I mean? So that's why we do all that stuff to look like that, even though, you know, most of didn't have it. But if you got a culture that all of them got bread, they're not trying to outlook each other, look like they got it. You know what I mean?
Correct.
All right, we got a couple more.
Number 13, the need to be liked. Statistically, disagreeable people are a lot more likely to become rich and successful than agreeable people. This is a fact, not an opinion. In order for people to like you, one needs to sacrifice oneself for the good of the other. That's how it works. At the end of the deal, who's seeing growth and who isn't? This doesn't mean you should become an asshole. It just means that you need to focus on yourself first and sacrifice the need to be liked by others. If others will like you for who you are and what you're doing, that's fine, but you'll never go out of your way to make that happen. Getting rich is about getting the job done, not by being the most popular person in the room.
Well, I had this argument a couple of weeks ago with my boy Bogan, man. Like you said, he like at gallery, I trained 150 salespeople. I know you heard it before. Like, man, but like you get into it with a lot of people, I like, man, Mac get into it. Ain't nobody like Mac, but he damn that billionaire. You know what I'm saying?
I think everybody like Mac.
Nah, that I'm talking about that work with him. When you work with him, you stop liking him. But you like him from a distance. That was the thing about Mac. You like him, you like the character, but you don't know Jim.
I've been to Gallery Furniture, you know what I'm saying? I ain't heard nobody speak bad about the man, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, that's from working, but you didn't work with him. You never worked for him. Different story.
I got you.
Yeah, it's the difference between from afar. It looks good your lawn looks good from a distance. You know what I'm saying? Get on that lawn and see what it is. It's a different story. But nah, ain't nobody. Not that I've seen. Not from the outside. Nobody really cared for Mac. That worked for him, but they respected it. Now, like and respect is two different things. You respected the fact that he got up every morning and hustled, but the Mac gonna make sure you don't like him.
Hey, look, you said you probably speak on that better than I could, but you're saying, all the salesmen that you're saying I talked to, you know what I'm saying, said they absolutely love him because here's the thing, you know what I'm saying, is that he actually cares. He's not somebody that's trying to flex his power or you know what I'm saying his status over somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Name and number after we get off the name and number. I want to know what salesman said that. I want receipts.
I can't tell you a cat that I met yesterday. So let alone, you know what I'm saying, try to tell you a salesman. But what I can tell you is, you know what I'm saying, is that if you walk into Gallery Furniture today and talk to any salesman, they absolutely love him. They speak nothing but good things about him. So you know what I'm saying, it's just it's I guess you know what I'm saying it's all in the way that you look at it. You know what I'm saying?
No, it ain't about when you look at it. You're speaking. See, this is the thing. You're speaking from something that you know not about. So it's like, how can you tell me and I work for the guy? You can't. You speaking from the outside.
If I'm talking to people that work for him, you know what I'm saying, how you gonna discredit what their experience is?
You looking at somebody.
You're telling me, you know what I'm saying, that your wanted experience, you know what I'm saying, is greater than everybody else. Is that what you're trying to tell me?
I could call probably 100 people right now, and they'll tell you the exact same thing. Probably a couple of hundred.
Mattress Mac wouldn't be loved the way he is in a city of Houston. You know what I'm saying? If he was just shitting on everybody.
Who said any of that? My point is that I said liked. So I mean, so this is where we get to, and you got to sometimes say like, hey, I don't know. You might know better than me.
Not really when I'm getting everybody else's experience. You know what I'm saying? One experience doesn't necessarily dictate the whole character, the character of a man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to say he hated by everybody, you know what I'm saying, which is absolutely ridiculous.
All right, okay. You gonna tell me better than me and you never worked there. That's crazy. But that's because
you know what I'm saying, I'm talking to people that has worked there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that worked there, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that worked there talk good about it.
Name and number. I want names and numbers.
Hey, look, it depends on the point that you're trying to make, B. You know what I'm saying? You've spoken good about Mattress Mac, you know what I'm saying? And everybody loves him. But now you're talking about everybody hate him. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? You're trying to make a point. So it is what it is.
Names and number. I said
But you trying to, he's your mentor, you know what I'm saying? So you have to like him, right? As your mentor.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
Respected, yeah. Like is a different thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever you say, B. It doesn't make sense how you want to make somebody your mentor that you absolutely hate. Nobody has made a mentor of somebody that they don't like. Period.
Again, with the false equivalent. You don't have to dislike and hate is not the same thing. I might not care for you. That don't mean I hate you. You got to have a lot of
I don't care for you, you know what I'm saying, but I treasure every word that you say. How does that make sense?
Not every. You exaggerate. Okay. Yeah, you respected him because he made his billion. He made his bread. I respected you that you gave me an opportunity, but you got things that as a person, you might not be a good person.
I got you. I hear you.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And I could put you on the phone with at least a couple hundred people. You know what I'm saying? But you never worked there. That's crazy. That's going to tell me like that. I'm going to tell you about being a globetrotter. That's crazy.
You don't even keep 100 people that you keep in contact with, B. You know what I'm saying? To put me on the phone with them to tell me about Matches Mac. So stop.
I got almost 3,000 people in my contact book.
Stop it, B. Stop it, B.
I got 8,000 people in my database. You tripping, bro?
Hey, look, you know what I'm saying? You slant experiences to prove a point. But that's we get that, B. Moving on to the next one. Moving on to the next point. I got you, B.
I'm telling you, yeah, man.
You love and hate Matches Mac, you know what I'm saying, depending on the point you try to make. All right, we move on to the next one. You know what I'm saying? Your experiences are different. Prove it based upon the point you try to make. I get it, B.
Nah,
it ain't nothing new.
It's crazy that somebody gonna tell you that never experienced what you experienced, gonna tell you what you experienced.
Absolutely. You mean to tell me, B, if you look up the reviews to a restaurant, if one person had a bad review, you wouldn't go to that restaurant? If they had 100 good reviews, they had one person that had a bad review, you wouldn't go to that restaurant.
Apples and oranges.
How's it apples and oranges? What you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you how it is to wear your blue shirt, and I've never wore your blue shirt.
I hear you.
That sounds stupid to me.
I hear you. Of course, it sounds stupid because what you're saying doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? You're going all over the map.
What you saying?
You're going all over the map, B. You know what I'm saying? You just said you said on several different podcasts that Matches Mac is your mentor. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's a respectful guy. Everybody loves him. You said that, B.
I never said everybody loves him.
Now you want to change it? Okay.
Whenever I said everybody loves this dude, that don't even sound like me, bro. You crazy.
For respect of CJ Time, we're gonna move on.
Man, that don't even sound like something.
For respect of CJ Time, we're gonna move on. You know what I'm saying? Because this is asinine, right?
Hey,
there. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate the laugh, fellas.
You know what I'm saying? It's asinine right now. That's all right.
It's just the opposite, bro. What you just
Number 14.
You gotta be
pride. You do what you have to make it happen. If you're too proud to work at a fast food joint just to be able to feed yourself while during the night you work on your project, you'll never be able to make it. Pride is counterproductive. You don't need to think what other people will think of you, mostly because people will only care about themselves. You do you. Maintain focus on your goals, on your objective, and make your dream become a reality, not what others are expecting of you. Trust us when we say everybody respects the winner. You just have to get there first. Put your head down, sacrifice the pride you have, and make it happen for yourself and your future family. That's how you win.
Just like I just said, man, everybody respects the winner. Respects. That don't mean we just had the thing before, it's being liked. See how they coincide together? Just because they respect Matches Mac because he's a winner, that don't mean they have to like him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody respects the winner. See, there's different terminologies. And certain things are not synonymous with one another. You know, it just is what it is. You got to get more accurate with your speech. You know what I'm saying? It's very, very
accurate with your feelings. You know what I'm saying? You can't sway from left to right.
I ain't swaying. This is precise.
You can't sway from east to west. You know what I'm saying? Based upon the point you're trying to make. You got to stay consistent. That's what you have. Hey, look, I tell you what, man, you need to be a politician the way that you sway.
I know that
different things that you say.
When you beat, your point is beaten, you go to lying and stuff, bro. Like, come on,
run for mayor, B. I got you.
Start with the lying, bro. You know,
run for mayor, B. You know what I'm saying? Look,
on,
that's along your lines. You know what I'm saying? Look, hey, look, you go say what you need to say to make a point. I got you.
Does this sound like Matches Mac is the best?
Distract the people, B.
Matches Mac is the best. Does that sound like me? Does that sound like something I would say? He's the best. Everybody loves him.
Everybody loves him. I made him my mentor. You know what I'm saying? Look, I respect everything that he says.
Like, come on. Does that sound like me?
Hey, CJ, would you make somebody your mentor that you didn't like?
Possibly.
Yeah, hell yeah. If he got what I need,
if he's
and he's paying,
if he's where I want to be,
exactly.
And I know he is like morally above board with it.
Y'all blue boys can't separate y'all feelings. Y'all got to get out y'all feelings, man.
Damn, why is it always got to be blue and red? You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, that's why I say B ought to be a politician. You know what I'm saying? Everything really results back to politics. You know what I'm saying?
It got
look, even your speech is political. You know what I'm saying? You don't even believe what you're saying, B.
It
Stop.
got a lot to do with the society and the mentality. I noticed that with the blue whole trick is to get you in your feelings and pretend like you being oppressed, the victim. And that's the whole spill. And your whole life you got a victim type stuff. And then it's all about lovey-dovey feelings. And the merit and the meritocracy is gone. It's about sacrifice and meritocracy. And
have nothing to do with what we saying, but okay.
And there's winners and there's losers. And, so the feeling stuff, the lovey-dovey stuff, and the emotional stuff, it's time out for that. It's now put points on the board. That's all it's about.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Whatever you say, B.
Number 15, immediate desires. People are always seeking immediate gratification from even the slightest of efforts. Don't. That's what makes the difference between those who are going to make it and those who just want to portray the image that they are. If you stick to the plan, put in constant amounts of work and improvement, you are bound to see positive results. The process here is pretty linear. As soon as you get the first glimpse of success, it's easy to fall into the trap of congratulating yourself for the lap instead of focusing on winning the race. What usually happens while you're busy fulfilling immediate desires is you stray off course and end up with that small win as your highest point. You want to win small or you want to win big? Stay focused, Aluxers. Now, this was a difficult video to put together, filled with things that you probably didn't want to hear, but these are the current rules of the game of money. You were probably hoping for an easy fix, how to get richer, whatever. The truth is that people who do make it to that level are highly intelligent individuals who are driven, disciplined, focused, and sacrifice almost everything for their career or journey. The expense for the success you seek is a great one, so think twice if you really want it and what you're willing to do to achieve it. If not for anything, rewatch this video and see how you can improve yourself at least by a little in some of these aspects in order to get closer to your financial goals. We really hope you'll be able to see the value in this video, and if you do, share it with someone who's got the same mindset as you do. What do you think, Aluxers? Is getting rich and living the lifestyle you want worth all of these sacrifices? Let us know in the comments. And you know we've got a bonus fact for you for watching until the end, right? Here it is. Number 16. These sacrifices are short-term versus long-term rewards. After looking at this list, you might think, who in their right mind would sacrifice their family just for money? In order for the video to not be wrongfully interpreted, we want to make this clear. You can have everything. You can have the loving family, the close group of friends, a healthy lifestyle, the social status, and the comfort you want. You just need to postpone them by a couple of years. The alternative is living an unfulfilled life, a life cursed by the question of what if, and trying to justify other people's hard work as luck or good fortune. These are the realities of what it takes to get it all. Work hard when they won't, so you can enjoy the life they can't. It's always amazing to see how many people fail to watch even this video until the end. If you did, please write, "I want it all" in the comments, just to keep track of who the real Aluxers are.
Well, I mean, that is a thing though too, man. A lot of people, I send a video, they ain't watch the whole thing, man. Like, come on. Come on. Y'all, the definition of slackers, man. Come on. But the immediate desires and short-term versus long-term, man. I'll go ahead and chime in on that, man. I think delayed gratification is the key to everything, man. Like I just said earlier with that, Panda Express tasting good after eating lettuce all week. That Panda Express tastes good on that Sunday when I had the cheat meals, but you eat it every day, it tastes like McDonald's now. So I got to go more expensive. I got to go to What's that? Damn, it's on the tip of my tongue. Not Payway, but the other one.
PF Chang.
Huh?
PF Chang.
PF Chang. I gotta go to PF Chang now. You know, so you get more expensive with your habits. You know what I'm saying? The more you know, so it's just you gotta sacrifice, man. You gotta sacrifice delayed gratification and prioritize. Like, yeah, I always used to say that in my fitness and stuff. I do all that stuff. I do the traveling and do the quote unquote enjoy. But I'm a work like I didn't really start to my 20s, so I sacrificed the 20s, 30s, and the 40s to live 50s, 60s, and 70s, 80s like I want to, if even that long. So sacrifice 30, enjoy 30.
I definitely think, you know what I'm saying, is when you talk about short term versus long term, you know what I'm saying, and you're thinking about building wealth, you definitely have to think about staying disciplined and worried about the long term. Regardless of whether that's retirement or whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, wealth in the future, whatever the case may be, you know what I'm saying, you have to stay disciplined to whatever it is that you agree upon. It's the same, the exact same thing, you know what I'm saying, whether you're looking at a 401k or you're looking at a universal life insurance policy. You're investing in your future, you know what I'm saying, you're staying disciplined based upon, you know what I'm saying, what you can get in the future. And I think for a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, everybody's short-sighted. Like, look, I want to know, can I get that Benz now? Can I get, the house now? Or can I take the vacation now? Or whatever the case may be. And a lot of short-term goals actually affect the long-term goals. And it's unfortunate that a lot of people won't be able to, kind of experience success or wealth in the future just because they're worried about short-term goals and just trying to appease the masses now. Like, you know what I'm saying, I want to look fly now. I want somebody to see me coming out the nail salon coming to a Benz. That's fine, but if you only have $100 in your account, then what are you really proving?
Right.
And that's what a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, struggle with. You know what I'm saying? So I think you have to think about the long term, you know what I'm saying, to get over their short-term goals.
But yeah, I mean, I think what happens is everybody ain't meant to be rich. I don't think it's for everybody.
That's facts.
Yeah,
that's
everybody
facts.
just ain't there.
Everybody want to be rich, but they don't want to do what it takes to get rich.
Yeah, they want the fruit, but they don't want the a green thumb. Everybody want the view, but they don't want to climb. Everybody want the artwork, but they don't want to get their hands dirty. They don't want to paint nothing.
I mean, you can see it with people getting the surgeries instead of just going to work out.
Yeah, like the BBL culture.
They want that end result, but they don't want to put the work in for it.
Facts.
Right.
Facts.
So, and my thing is, and what I've morphed myself or transmuted myself, I fell in love with the work, and not the fruit. The fruit is going to be the fruit when it gets there. It's just, I don't need the immediate desire. I don't need the immediate entertainment. I don't need the immediate gratification right now. I'm going to get all that, later on when I ain't got a budget. That's one thing I hate. I hate going somewhere and I got a budget. You know what I mean? I do I go this, do that, or like when CJ said, damn, how am I gonna pay? I don't want to do that. I hate having the food budget. That's why, what I'm saying? All right, well, do I get the number 3? Or do I get what I'm saying? I don't like that. You know what I mean? So I grind to where I just get what I want. And it's levels. Have you ever been on a vacation where you didn't have to manage your money? Or you just, all right, I seen it, I cop it, ship it to me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see this tomorrow. I ain't got room to put it on a plane, just ship it to the house. So that's another level.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I don't want to go where I have to, okay, well, I did that one time and I hated it. I went to Vegas and I almost ran out of money. And I said, I promise I'll never do that. This was the early 2000s. I'll never do that again. So hadn't been back on, unless I'm making money.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's not enjoyable to me. It's like I don't see how y'all can do it. Not y'all, what I'm saying, present company. I'm just saying how people enjoy to do it. and have to budget. You know, it's like, I think it'll be greater later. I understand, like, you're not promised tomorrow. I guess if it's back to the Donald Trump, I think if you got that attitude, you won't be there tomorrow. You won't be there. You know what I'm saying? I just got in my mind it'll be greater later. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it where I can do it. Like, all right, I'm out here. I'm gonna spend my money out here.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm gonna stay a couple of months. I ain't gonna come home. I'm gonna wait till this visa run out. You know what I'm saying? I want to do it like that. So I ain't trying to. All right, well, I got $1,800 to spend. I gotta make it last 7 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think for most people, you know what I'm saying, they have a budget, you know what I'm saying? And the problem is that, you know what I'm saying, they willing to, when you talk about vacation like that, you know what I'm saying, they willing to put that on credit. They're willing to put that on credit, you know what I'm saying, pay that off for, you know what I'm saying, for the next year. When you're actually doubling the cost of the actual money. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy.
It's unnecessary.
For what? Like, that's why I kind of disagree with you. I guess the memories is memories, man. They can't, they're not tangible.
What? Memories ain't tangible?
Not to me. Like, in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I guess I go biblically and say a good man leaves an inheritance for his kids. I can't leave them with memory, man. Hey, I wanted, but hey, I had a nice time at Vegas that time, man. Hey, that's nothing I could pass. That's nothing. I'd rather give them this land and this and that. I can't do nothing with vacations and memories and good times.
Yeah, but you can with a whole bunch of principles, right? You know what I'm saying? Where, like, if you spend time with family, you know what I'm saying, nothing replaces. So if, for example, you know what I'm saying, if you got kids, you know what I'm saying, they got dance recitals, whatever the case may be, you can't replace that with anything else. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sending a check.
You have to spend money to spend time?
Versus you actually being there. You know what I'm saying?
You got to spend money to spend time? We should just enjoy each other's company.
Well, yes, because you know what I'm saying, somebody has to pay for those dance recitals, right?
No,
somebody has to pay for that dance club that they're in, or somebody has to pay for that football or AAU club that they're in.
I'm talking about you don't have to spend, I don't have to take you to a concert in order to create memories with you. I don't have to spend that type of money. We could be in the backyard. We could go to church together. We can go do some volunteer stuff. We could do stuff. That's a memory.
Yes, it is a memory. But you know what I'm saying, when you talk about trying to experience, trying to
that's the mentality.
Things that your kids remember, you know what I'm saying, is the biggest thing, right? You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about, you know what I'm saying, those concerts that you went to, or if you took them to Disney World or Disneyland, those are things, you know what I'm saying, you can't replace with money. You can't replace with anything else.
I disagree.
Those are the things that they're going to remember when they become 20 or 30 years old, you know what I'm saying, whatever the case may be. Those things are valuable. Now, you could easily say, okay, well, look, you know what I'm saying, those things are not valuable, but trust and believe those things are going to come back.
Nope. If it wasn't so late, I'd call my daughter right now. I used to take her to Water World and all this other stuff. She don't remember none of that. I'm gonna tell you what she did. I'm gonna tell you what she do remember. We used to volunteer every year and pass out turkeys. We used to pass out these Gatorades and stuff to the homeless. Now, when I asked her what she's doing next week, guess what she's doing? She volunteering where she at in Dallas to do the same thing that I used to do when she was a little child. That's the shit that she remember. Not the going to Water World and stuff.
But that's still an experience, you know what I'm saying, that you didn't necessarily.
Yeah, they cost me no bread. The fuck I spent bread on, I don't remember.
It's still an experience with your kid that you would have remembered, right? You know what I'm saying? So even though you didn't spend money donating your time to doing these things, you know what I'm saying?
That's not the argument.
It's still the memory that they will remember. if you
Time is
took
not
them
the
to Disney,
argument.
if you took them to Disney World, they would still remember that. Oh
She
yeah, I
don't
remember
remember
that. So I'm gonna make sure I take my kids to that, whatever case may be, right? You know
She
what
don't
I'm
remember
saying? So I
none of that.
guarantee, if you called her on the phone right now, she would remember. I guarantee, goddamn,
I asked
she would
about
remember.
it. I asked about it the other day because I said it online when a couple of shows ago when we talked about the lemonade and stuff like that. She don't remember none of that.
I got you.
Yeah,
This
she
to
don't
prove
remember.
it's to prove a point. I got you.
Nah, I'm just saying she don't remember none of that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? You try to prove a point. You know what I'm saying? Get on the phone right now. You know what I'm saying? Get on there. Hey, look,
If
I
it wasn't
guarantee goddamn
almost
teach
11,
you.
I'd get on the phone right now.
I guarantee goddamn teach you remember that shit.
She
Hey,
don't.
CJ, have you ever been to Disney World?
Yep.
Okay. What age was you when you
Well,
went to Disney
I've
World?
never been. I'm not gonna
No. What age was you when you went to Disney World?
Astro
What age?
World.
CJ, what age was you when you went to Disney World? What age was you when you went to Disney World, CJ?
Like 10.
Okay. All right. I'm just saying. But you know what I'm saying? B got to prove a point, so we're gonna roll with that.
Nah, I never took her to Disney World.
we gonna roll with that. B got to prove a point. You know what I'm saying?
We've been to
'Cause
Water World.
I went to Disney World. I went to Disney World on a goddamn basketball trip. You know what I'm saying? And then we actually went to Disney World, and I remember that. We got videos for that. You know what I'm saying? You can't forget that. And it's one of those things, you know what I'm saying? When you get big as a parent, you're like, okay, well, look, I want my kids to experience this as well. Now, it ain't the same as if you take your kids when they're 2 or 3 years old. Chances are they're not going to remember. I get it, right? But those experiences, you know what I'm saying, makes a difference, whether you want to admit it or not.
That's not the point. You talking about move the goalposts.
Now you're going to move the goalposts. That's what we talk about. We're talking about being able to remember, right?
No, my point. The point is spending money on.
It's experiences that you have with your family, B.
No, that's not the
That's
point.
what we're talking about.
CJ, do you get the point? The point is spending money versus not spending money. That's the point. Not we both agree that spending time is a valuable thing. We both agree on that point.
Oh, we agree on that point, B. Okay. That's the first time I heard that one. That's the first time I heard that. Oh, we agree on that point. Okay.
Yeah,
so
that's not the argument.
We get span on that. You know what I'm saying? We agree on that point.
The argument is that you could create memories without spending money. That's the argument.
Okay, I got you.
You see what I'm saying? That's the argument. I agree that spending time. That's not. I never did debate that. You going into that like that's the debate. The debate is I created memories that lasted longer by not actually volunteering and actually sacrifice. That's actually a way of creating better memories, long lasting memories, in my opinion.
Better memories.
Better memories.
Oh, okay. All right, I got to be.
Yeah. Character building memories.
I got you. For the respect of CJ time, we're gonna let you roll with it. We're gonna let you roll with that, B.
I mean, same with me.
You roll with that, B.
I mean, CJ probably knows as well. Do you not? What do you have a better memory of? Like as a kid, doing volunteer stuff at church or camp and stuff like that, or going to Water World or going to Astro World or going something like that.
I mean, I ain't even got to talk about my experience as a kid. I see it with my daughter.
Right.
Like, she don't care about going nowhere, like, because she's still really young. She is all about just doing stuff with me.
Right. It don't matter where you at. You can go to the park. Actually, yeah. I think she remember going to the zoo more than going to Astro World. Maybe it had to be. I think we went to Astro World when she was. She had to be 7 or 8. We went to Astro World, Water World, and all that, but she don't remember none of that. You know what I mean?
Good God.
You know.
Okay, B.
So I remember it vividly. No, I'm just saying, I remember it vividly. I drove to Houston and all that stuff. Blah blah blah. I remember the my old lady at the time, and I know we, man. I remember it like the back of my hand, but she don't remember none of that.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I hear you.
The biggest thing to take out of this is, to spend time with your kids. Period.
Yeah.
Regardless if that's, fuck it off in Walmart, which to B's point, It's free. You can go to Walmart and fuck off, you know what I'm saying, or whatever case may be. But those experiences right there with the kids, you know what I'm saying, you can't necessarily you can't replace that. You know what I'm saying?
I don't.
The biggest thing is to spend time with the kids, period.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. But my
cost or not cost. Cost or no cost.
And that leads to what I was talking about earlier, is like when you, as a young man, that's when you hustle, that's when you grind.
Right.
And don't worry about starting a family yet. Because once you start that family's gonna pull at you for your time. So go ahead and get that business, get them skills built up early in the game so you can put stuff in place early so you can make that time later.
Gotcha. With that being said, man, it's super duper late, man. I know we've been over 2 hours, man. This is one of the longest shows we've had, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, that being said, man, we're gonna see y'all next week. Peace.